We unleash the Kraken!
What's up guys, and welcome back to episode 3 of this series where we attempt to create an anime from scratch and pitch it to Netflix. But I feel like this isn't big enough. We need to be bolder, more audacious. There, that's much better. Quick recap, last episode we left off with 3 objectives. Find a character designer we can work with to continue with character design, crack on with storyboarding, and court Fiverr to sponsor this series. Well, have I got news for you? But you'll have to stay tuned to find out. Let's do this. These last few weeks, I've been on a mission to get Fiverr to sponsor this series. Why? Because it makes sense. I'm using Fiverr to do everything for this project anyway, and it's going to be damn expensive to get it all done. But that's not to say any sponsor will do. I'd only ever take a sponsor of a product I use myself. So my pitch to them is simple. They get great content whilst I get the resources to make this happen. But it hasn't been easy. It started with an email to partnerships, some aggressive spamming on Twitter, and some cold outreach on LinkedIn. Nothing was working, so I played my trump card. I unleashed the Kim! Trawling through LinkedIn and Facebook, she went after anyone she could find at Fiverr. The winner turned out to be a tech group on Facebook, where she managed to get 3 people willing to help. One of which was the Senior Director of Global Brand Marketing. Ooh yeah! So with his email address to hand, I dropped him an email with my plans for world domination, as well as a link to the first video in this series, and asked if we could jump on a call. And after some gentle nudging, I managed to make it happen. Now I can't tell you if we've won them over just yet, but the team at Fiverr was awesome to chat with and they really understood the project. Personally, I think this would be a great fit to work with them. I know I'm biased here, but f it. The risk here is that my channel just isn't big enough to warrant their attention. But we won't stand for this, Azorians. We shall grow so big they can't ignore us. And in the meantime, they could take a chance on a nascent channel that has ambitious plans. We'll have to wait till next week to find out what's going to happen, but if you're watching this Fiverr team, please make this happen. And for the viewers watching this, please go spam Fiverr in the comments below to help make this happen. That aside, I'm still making progress on this project. I had to find a new character designer because the one I like working with doesn't do monster design. So last week I engaged with 3 different character designers on Fiverr and the results were surprising. I wanted to kick off with our goblin horde, so I asked each character designer to give me their best goblin. All 3 were in a different price bracket, but all relatively cheap. I'm not touching the more expensive ones just yet because all of these costs are still coming out of my pocket. First and most expensive designer wanted $60 per illustration. His first sketch was fine but didn't blow me away, and the final result was a pretty poor effort for a comparatively expensive illustration. The next designer came in at $40 per illustration, but I can't comment just yet as I'm still waiting for the designs. The cheapest designer at $15 turned out to be the best, and his communication was excellent. He shared 5 illustrations with me to begin with to give me options to choose from. He acted on my feedback quickly and even gave me multiple colours to choose from before delivering the final design. The lesson here is an important one for all aspects of life, and that's that price does not necessarily equal value. Last up is the storyboarding. This isn't something I can just hand off to an artist, I have to be actively involved. So I have to find an artist I can work with day in and day out. We've been working our way through the first chapter and we're making steady progress. This is something that'll speed up exponentially once we find our groove. So in the coming weeks, we need to finish the character design and the storyboarding for chapter 1 so we can move on with the next stage, which is the animatic. At the same time, I'm still working on winning over Fiverr as a sponsor of this series, so if you haven't already, please go ahead and spam them in the comments below. Once we have the animatic, it'll give us something tangible to share with agencies in order to pitch the online streaming services before we go ahead and make a complete animation. That's all from me. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button. That's a wrap.